as though your life depends on it. Now, I've had many experiences in my walk of life that has shown me and made me breathe as though my life depends on it, and shown me just how important breath is. If you're like me and you have ever suffered with anxiety, you have ever had a panic attack, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. I've had a few panic attacks. The one thing that you have to do in order to get over that is breathe as though your life depends on it, because you feel like you are dying. It's only the breath and focusing my mind on the breath that gets me past it. And so this chapter of breathe as though your life depends on it really has shown up for me. And I had an episode 2 nights ago. I have a B12 deficiency, so I have issues, neurological issues from my legs down. Did I just say legs down? Sorry, I meant waist down. And they're hurting right now, so I'm just going to move my position, because when I sit in certain positions my legs go and I can't feel them, and I won't be able to walk, and I can feel it coming. Just going to so yeah, I had an episode the other day. I'd gone in the shower, it was just before bed, I'd gone in the shower, and nice hot shower, washing myself, and I started to feel a little bit weak, but I didn't think anything of it. Got out of the shower and I felt really hot. I proceeded to go into my room. By the time I got to my room, I literally fell on my bed. I was struggling to breathe. I felt like I was going unconscious, and I was so hot. I tried to lie down on my bed. I thought, let me go in the child's position, and just that was not working. I was getting worse and worse. So all I heard was, go on the floor, don't lie down, be on your knees and lie. So the top half is on the bed, like in a prayer position. So I did that, and then all I heard was breathe. And I had to literally control my breath. 1, to stop me from going into panic mode, and 2, to calm and bring life back, and to subdue the temperature that was building up in me. That would have caused me to pass out. At one point, I really thought I was going, because everything was just like... But I was just like, I know I can't go into panic mode right now. That would just be it for me. I mean, it wouldn't be it. I would have to do a lot more work, and I would still have to do breath work to come out of it, but it would be a lot more agonizing for me and take a lot more concentration. So I've learned that over the years of having many panic attacks and anxiety attacks. So it was quite funny that I had that experience, and then I read the chapter in the book of breathing as though your life depends on it. God is good. He always gives us experiences and then teaches us what that really means. And it's all a part of self-care and looking after yourself, looking after your mind, body and soul. To do mindful meditation, you focus on the breath. You let thoughts and distractions pass you by. You acknowledge them and you let them go. Now, you can do meditation in all different types of poses. You can do them standing up, you can do them walking, you can do them lying down, you can do them sitting. But the main goal is you need to be relaxed as well as alert. There has to be that balance of relaxed yet alert. So when I see a lot of people meditation, I see them sitting in the pose I was a moment ago. I can't do it right now because I've just told you about my legs. Where you cross your legs, arms out on the legs. Some people do that. I don't do that. I just put my hands on the legs. With that, I find I can't meditate as long because I can't keep that posture for long. But one thing I learned from the book was to go into that pose, breathe in and push your ribs out and lower your shoulders behind you. So it keeps your spine straight, but it also then relaxes the rest. So it's like a mountain and a river flowing. And then that is to be more comfortable. I still think it will take a lot of practice to be able to stay in that position for a long time, but I am going to try and do it maybe 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes at a time, and see how long I can do it. Another way is to pretend that you're a mountain, your favorite mountain, and you're this tall, majestic, powerful mountain. You know, when you feel good and you feel strong and you feel like nothing can take you down. If you have that posture, it's easier to keep it. And that's a fun way of doing it. I am this, I am. And you're also declaring things, you're also affirming things into your life as well as meditating. And that's a really good one to do. And a really good one to do with your children, because you know, children like to imagine their certain things. Another one is laying down, which is my favorite one. However, it can cause you to go to sleep. So you've got to find that balance of laying down to be relaxed, but also staying alert. For me, I think keeping my eyes open helps. For other people, they prefer to meditate with their eyes closed, which I have done as well, but I also find having my eyes closed distracting too. When I close my eyes, I see all different kinds of things, and I find that my thoughts are more vivid when my eyes are closed, and they catch my attention more when my eyes are closed. When I have my eyes opened and focused on a focal point, it's less distracting for me. And I try to do that with my eyes closed, find a focal point, but I find things move around. Like last night, I closed my eyes and there was this white spot, and I was looking at the white spot, then it moved over there, then it moved down there, then it moved, and it was just so distracting for me. And I was like, no, I can't do that. So another thing you can do if you really want to meditate with your eyes closed is imagine something. And this one was a good one for me because I love butterflies. So imagine a butterfly on your favorite flower. So my favorite flower is a daffodil, a yellow daffodil, and my favorite color is purple. So I imagined a purple butterfly, and the butterfly was on the petal, and your breath. So the butterfly is your focus and the petal is your breath. So as I breathed in, the petal came down. And as I breathed out, the petal rose up the butterfly. And I kept doing that, and it kept my attention for a while. It did drift, which is okay. I'm going to explain to you about that in a moment. But it was so good to do that, and that helped my mind focus rather than just trying to see a dot or something like that. So you can choose whatever you want. So a part of your visual has to be the motion of your breath, but then there also has to be an element of a focal point. This is your mindful meditation, and only you know you like you know you. That's why I'm giving you all these different elements on how to do mindful meditation. So we talked about our focus coming off of whatever we're focusing on, and that's okay. Sometimes there are sounds. So last night there was the sound of the extractor fan every time my son went into the bathroom, and that got louder than it ever usually does when I was trying to do the meditation. And part of me was like, you know what, it's actually a nice sound, I could focus on that, but I knew at some point it was going to stop. So what you need to do is just acknowledge it and bring your attention back to whatever it is you were focusing on. Now I want you to understand that when you are taken off of your focus, it's a good thing, because we are taught that you have to stay focused, you have to stay focused, and then we believe that when we come off of the focus, it's a bad thing, and then we start to tear ourselves down. Oh, I can't meditate, I can't focus for long, I'm this, I'm that, and then we give up. In mindful meditation, we teach that coming off of your focus is actually a good thing. The analogy I can give you is, it's like when you're working out your muscles. Every time you pump that weight of your muscles, every time you distress your muscle, you're creating tension in your muscles to help it get better. If you don't keep doing that, your muscles aren't going to get bigger and bigger and stronger and stronger. So every time you come off your focus and back onto your focus, you are teaching your mind. You are flexing the muscle of your mind and teaching it how to bring itself back into focus, and it will help it to be a lot longer. Experience that distraction without judgment. Don't get angry, upset, frustrated, because then you're pulling yourself out of mindfulness and you are intentionally focusing on that thing. Now, if you have a distraction that you need to react to, so during my meditation, I had a face mask on, and at one point during the meditation, I had an itch right here. So I acknowledged the itch and I tried to ignore the itch at first. So that was a no-no. Instead of acknowledging it, experiencing it, and staying in mindfulness, I was trying to avoid it, and you don't want to do that in meditation. So a good way to deal with something that you need to react to is to first acknowledge the distraction. So I acknowledge I have an itch. Take 5 deep breaths, because you're showing yourself that that distraction is there, but it doesn't control you. And then deal with the itch, whether it's scratching it or whatever it is. But as you do that action, stay in mindfulness. Be present with movement of your hand. Be present of the feel, and be aware of the sensation of scratching and how it makes you feel. And when you're done, you place it back. But you're always still having a focus on your breath at the same time. And that's how you stay mindful. Because mindfulness is about staying in the present moment. So anything that you need to do within that meditation, you have to be present with it. The more you do this, the more you flex your muscles in your brain, the more you work it out, the stronger you will be. And you will get to a point where you can do that motion of movement and still stay fully present and focus on whatever you're focusing on, your breath, as well as the movement. Meditation is so powerful, and when you deal with anxiety and you deal with panic attacks, which is all fear-based, this is a wonderful way to deal with it. I've been through it so many times that when it happened the other night, I didn't go into a full-blown panic attack, because I was mindful of my reaction. I was mindful to go into my breath and focus on that and not let fear take hold. That is living in a state of mindfulness, and you can do that in every fear-based situation. Now, I know that if you've never experienced a panic attack before, or anxiety, like really bad anxiety, the first time you may not even know it's a panic attack. Like, I didn't know it was a panic attack I was having the first time I had it. I literally thought I was dying. The next thing I knew, I was in the back of an ambulance and I could hear the man saying, "You're just having a panic attack." And I was like, "What? I'm dying." "You just need to breathe." "What? I'm dying. Help me." And he was right. But it didn't feel like that. So that fear and that anxiety needs to be kept under control. And I now have these experiences that I can share with you and help you to deal with them better. So I hope that's helped you. If you have any questions, let me know. I pray that you are blessed and that you try mindful meditation for yourself. Be intentional with your self-care and your self-love. You are worth it. Let me say that again, because I know someone needs to hear this. You, yes, you are worth it. Yeah? You've given all your time to your children. You've given all your time to your friends. You've given all your time to that job. But you are worth it. I put a post the other day, God first, then love yourself, and then you'll be able to love others. If you follow that simple rule, all will be well. You have to give yourself some self-love. It's not selfish. It's not at all. And that's a misconception that society has placed on us so that we don't look after ourselves and we end up in dis-ease. And we end up pouring out into all these different avenues and we never pour within. And our life expectancy goes down. So let's switch up the narrative. There's always something bigger than you out there. Yeah? That's watching over you. Love that 100%. And then love yourself 100%. And then that's overflowing. And you can give love from your overflow and you will never run dry. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with that little nugget. You have a blessed day and get into some mindfulness meditation. Bye.